So a friend is starting a business and asked for some tips about marketing and getting out there. What I've heard from so many folks when they're starting a business is they say, I love the craft, I don't love the sales. And so here's what I want to share. For folks who are needing to have the sales conversation or the discovery call, when it's about helping to serve an individual, here are my tips. So you want to stay authentic, but you also want to make the sale, right? And so if it's right. 4 steps. It's called the GROW model, GROW. This is an old coaching model, which stands for goal, reality, options, and willing. So the first is in the conversation. This is what happens in the conversation. You essentially ask the goal. So great to talk to you. So what are you hoping to gain? They clearly state their goal. Great. You have a small conversation about that. You do not start, this is the number one problem I see, you do not start with your sales pitch. Here's what I offer, here's what it looks like, here's how long it lasts, here's how much it costs. Wrong direction. They need to at least know a little bit, like, I offer coaching, I offer medical whatever, I offer this training program, I offer this exercise program, whatever. The second is get them to state the reality. This is the most important part, the R. So what does it look like for you now? This is where they share the pain point. This is why they would want to spend money and time on changing something. A great question you can ask in this section is, okay, so if it wouldn't change, what would your life look like 5 years from now? So they really get to map it out. The next is talking about options, but you don't want to go and just lay out your options. This is where I like to ask, okay, great, so what questions do you have for me? And of course, they want to know the nuts and bolts, but it's nice when they get to share those instead of you just dumping them down their throat. So inevitably, they'll ask about money. And so I'll say for one-on-one coaching, okay, we have a coaching package of 8. We have a coaching package of 12. This is what the 8 costs. This is what the 12 costs. Does that fit into your budget? That's the most important question. And so then the most important question in terms of if they're going to be able to say yes or no. Now, the last one, will, then is I like to ask the question of, so on a scale of 1 to 100, how committed are you to getting started? This is where, unfortunately, plenty of folks that I work with say, well, I have to check with my boss to see if we can afford this, to see if we can spend money on this. It's just the reality. If that's not the case, and they give you a number and then they say, let me think about it, the let me think about it will most likely turn into a no. So getting a commitment on the phone, if it's possible, if they don't have to get permission for a budget from somebody else, is great. You set up when the first session will be, and then you'll tell them to expect things in their email about the contract or the payment link or whatever. Okay, thanks, Hope. This helps.